so much soul. About to bust out the room, all different flavors, way more than 32. From these shoes, you can't mess with these dudes. Nike Reeboks, the about soccer knees. Golden Gooses on dudes, you crazy. Converse, the lamb made like easy.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Soul Brother, hosted by yours truly, Flex Luther. And today, guys, we are blessed with a beautiful guest. What's up? What's new? And how you feeling?
Hi, happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for, first of all, thank you for hopping on, taking time out your day. Yes. I know time is valuable. So I always tell people that because my time, I don't like wasting it for nobody. So when someone gives me their time, I'm like, all right. I got to make sure it's worth it. So for the people that don't know, you give a small introduction and something about yourself.
Yes, so I am Melissa Carnegie, aka Melissa Chanel on the internets, and I am a wife, a bonus mom, a sister, a friend, a niece, all that good stuff. But I'm also the founder of Kicks and Fros, which is a lifestyle brand and community for women in the sneaker space, specifically brown and black women in the sneaker space. And then I create content as well. Been a content creator over 13 years. So kind of like an OG in the space back when it was blogging and wrote a lot before Instagram was even around. Okay. So did that and then got into, building my own brand and my own business for myself with Kicks and Fros. So based in Charlotte from Camden, South Carolina.
I like it. I like it. Well, my first question before we even get into it, how do you find the time?
I know. That's a question I always get. How do I find the time? How do I juggle it all? I don't know. I don't. I have help. I ask for help, which is something that I've been working on this year. So I have a lot of friends and family that help me out when I need it. I try to schedule out things. I try to give myself slow Mondays where I really don't do anything, but have time to myself if I want to walk, work out, read, whatever there is I want to do. But trying to take time back for myself, but also schedule everything. My calendar is my best friend.
I like it. So you spoke about writing. Was there a certain blog that you wrote for, or you just kind of had your own thing?
Yeah, so I had my own. So I had melissachanel.com, where fashion meets natural hair. That's how I started, where I wrote a lot about my personal style and fashion in general, but also natural hair. My natural hair, I was learning how my hair was growing out of my scalp, not relaxing it anymore. That's when the natural hair boom was just starting. So I was writing a lot about products, what I used, what I've tried, attending events, and shared it all on my blog.
So when did you realize that sneaker was becoming more of your identity?
I started sharing once Instagram came around, and I was sharing more of like my personal life, my style, what I was doing, where I was going. I noticed that people really gravitated toward my sneaker style, which, I just didn't think about. I had sneakers. I loved them, but that wasn't something I shared on the internet. So a lot of women would ask me, oh, where'd you find those? Or where do you shop? Or I can never wear sneakers. I love how you do. They look so comfortable. So I noticed that and started sharing more of my life and that part of me as a sneaker lover.
When you first started posting on Instagram or when you were writing your blog, like what was your intention? What was your goal?
My intention, which still is today, is to inspire the everyday woman. Like, you can come from a small town, you can make a name for yourself, you can do anything you want to do, you can dream big, you can live in New York, which I did for 3.5 years. You can do all the things that you want to do in life, no matter where you come from. So that's still kind of, the inspiration behind it all, of just trying to inspire that everyday woman.
I like it. Yeah. So what would be the advice that you would give to an upcoming creator that's a woman, a brown, black woman in this space?
I would say start where you are. You don't need everything or all the things just to start. Everyone has a phone. Pull it out, record yourself. Don't think about it as being too cringy. Don't think you're doing too much. Don't expect support from family and friends because you're doing it for you. Your community is out there. So don't think about that. Just push yourself out there and make sure you set goals for yourself and what you want to do. And if it's a hobby, treat it as such. But if you want to create it into a business or a brand, start thinking and getting serious about, your content creating or you creating that small business. And ask for help and reach out to people. I'm always willing to talk to people that are women, especially that are just starting out in the space or trying to figure out their lane or want to become an entrepreneur and just want to ask questions and see, if it's something they should do. I'm always telling people, reach out, email me, DM me. I always love a good coffee date.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. When you first created your platform, Kicks and Fros, what was the problem you were trying to solve?
That women had a voice in sneakers and women bring the style to sneakers. I
like
feel
it. I agree.
And there were a lot of women in the space that's a traditionally, male dominated, but also designers, VPs at some of the biggest, retailers or the biggest brands you can think of. A lot of women were designing these sneakers or in these roles. And I just wanted them to have a space to be seen, to be heard, to be celebrated. Yeah. And women in the community are just trying to find their sneaker style, to know that they have, a space as well to find that.
When you spoke about like posting and really getting started out there, and I feel like one of the biggest things that people struggle with now is that of thinking about everyone else. Like, what is this person going to think of this? And I always think back, like, before the boom of TikTok, nobody wanted to get in front of the camera and dance. And, now those people that were dancing, like, that's not even in their, you search them up, that's not what they're known for. They're known for being like a business owner. They're doing all types of other things. So that advice is definitely pivotal, not worrying about what others are thinking and just really moving forward with it. So
yeah, doing it for you, doing it for yourself. And Kicks and Fros was just a hobby for me. It was just something that I wanted to do. I thought was interesting. I wanted to share because I felt like I would see a lot of women doing things in sneakers and not getting any recognition, or brands not seeing them and highlighting them. So it was something that was supposed to be just for fun at first, of just, fulfilling me. And it grew a large community, and now, we make sure we support those around us, and it's grown into so many other things now.
Yeah, I think that's what I feel like. Once you start doing something for fun, that's when it becomes successful. Like, if you go out thinking like, I want to do this, I want to do that, kind of like when I started this podcast, it was more of like I had all my analytics, I had what I wanted to do. Of course, I had my goals, but they were more like number driven, Right. I want to make this connection, I want to meet this person, I want to do this, and it just kind of, the fun kind of got, sucked out of it,
Right.
And then once I just kind of like, my new purpose or my new theme for this is more of like just creating a footprint for myself.
Yes.
So now it's just like those conversations, those connections, it just changed overall. Like, I mean, what I usually say when I'm on social media is real people, real conversations. Yes. Because I feel like a lot of, we see the podcast, or it's kind of driven by, well, this shoe is hot, this person's hot. Well, this will make a good conversation, and it's not really like, is it authentic? Is
Right.
that really what we want to hear? Or is that what gets the clicks and stuff like that?
Exactly. 100%. And people feel that. Like, other people feel it, and they know when it's like ingenuine, or like you said, just for clicks too.
Yeah. What would you consider your biggest reward from building the community that you have?
I would say the community is my biggest reward. Getting DMs or emails from, other women asking if they can help me, saying that they see me, keep going, I'm doing a great job. I think that's the part, the community aspect of it is the part that keeps me going. Like I mentioned, I grew up very small town, very community driven. So that's still like instilled in me from a young age until now, where it's those women and that community behind me that fuels me for sure.
So, I mean, like you spoke about you being a mom, being a wife, those DMs, do you ever kind of like, I don't have a large following, and I still get those DMs like, hey man, what do you think of these? And like, reality is going on. You got a whole bunch of other things going on, and you just like, how do you keep that drive to reply and answer those questions and keep growing.
Yeah, I try to be very authentic. I do have like helps of like an intern or someone that's helping me through DMs sometimes on my Kicks and Fros channel, but a lot of times it is me, and I'll try to like set a time throughout the day where I'm just kind of going through and responding to people, and just even if it's something really quickly or thank you for that or I see that or interesting, I'll look into it, or these are fly, I think you should get them. And I try to make sure I communicate, when we're sharing and posting, all the questions I may think that might come up if it's around a release or, around someone we're talking about specific. But yeah, I try to pick a time early in the morning or in the evenings where I'm kind of like going through DMs and getting to everybody. But it can get a little crazy sometimes.
Yeah,
if it's like an event or something going on.
I always use the example like I'm in the middle of like a stressful moment in my life, and I'm just like, the last thing on my mind is that size 9 that you asked if you should buy. And I'm just like, yeah, you should buy 'em.
Right.
Yeah, you should buy 'em. And I send a message because I know there's times where I was, when I was collecting, I was watching these people and they were on social media, that reach out or just responding, changed how I looked at them as a person.
Exactly.
So they may not know what's going on, but like they appreciate like you just replying or giving that feedback.
Yeah. Like they know you as a creator or as a business owner. They don't know you crashing out on the back end. So you gotta keep it that way, because you never know what it means to people. And that's how I kind of try to think about things. It's like this meme on like Instagram and TikTok where it's like you're a business owner and you're like crashing and crying and you get a message like, okay, I can meet tomorrow at 5 p.m. or whenever. So I always think about that too. Like people never know. Yeah.
Has there been a moment where you, doubted what you were doing or kind of just didn't want to continue with what you were trying to pursue?
Yes, I do think every now and again, like self-doubt or like imposter syndrome kind of creeps in or wants to. I try not to. But sometimes, you try not to compare or look at other things, which I always try to create more than I consume. I always tell people, because when you start consuming a lot, you start comparing yourself to, what other entrepreneurs at your level are doing, or what you feel like you should be doing, or you're not getting recognized by, a certain brand or whatever. But I try to just focus on creating more than I'm consuming and just taking in the good that I receive, and the opportunities that I do receive. But yeah, sometimes, you kind of go through that like self-doubt of like, oh, this is a lot. I get overwhelmed if I'm doing too much, which is most of the time I'm always doing too much. But I try to give, reflect, take a step back, like, reflect on the last 3 months or the last 6 months. What have you done? Like, look how great that is. Most people can't get that done. Or how much money you've made in the last 6 months. You're doing great. Like, don't let that creep in, or don't, look to others and seek validation. Like, what you have going on is good for you and you're right where you're supposed to be.
How important do you feel that women see themselves represented in this space?
Oh, it's very important. I often remember, even younger, of like, oh, girls, you should be in sandals or you should be in shoes. You couldn't. My brother would have Jordans. I would have like my Reebok Classics or some Air Max. I'm like, I want the J's too. So just thinking about that and not, really seeing other women or having those other women that were girls that were kind of like me, who's more tomboyish and love sneakers. I think so. It's very important for not only like, I'm 39, not only women to see me, but younger girls to see like, you can be fly and comfortable at the same time. You can be girly and in your sneakers. I think it's very important to have that representation, just like we have it for women in every other capacity, in the sneaker world too. I think it's up there with everything else.
For sure.
And even like, when it comes to the workplace, or I go in meetings in full suit and some sneakers. Like, this is me. You can take it or leave it. Not changing what's in my mind or what's in my head or what I'm capable of doing. So I think it's very important for other women and girls to kind of see themselves in a community like Kicks and Fros.
I want to talk about like professional relationships. You talk about, pulling up in a suit and sneakers. Do you ever feel like you or I would say I don't want to say judge, but they don't perceive you like you want to be perceived because you pull up with the sneakers in a full suit.
I don't think so. I think it starts a conversation. It's like a conversation point or conversation starter, more so of like, thinking like, looking at me kind of crazy
Yeah,
or
yeah.
sideways. So I think, especially now, I feel like people are kind of used to it after the COVID years,
Yeah.
especially.
COVID changed a lot.
Yeah, a whole lot. So no, I never got like, she not gonna know what she's talking about. It's more so like, oh wow, I wouldn't have thought of putting that together. Are you comfortable? Like, what are those? Tell me about them. So it's more so a conversation starter, I would say.
What do you want the people that that see you on social media and you come to your events? What do you want them to know about the work that you do?
That is rooted in community. I do it for them. I see other things or even think of other things that may be going on that I might see in other cities or that I want to happen in Charlotte, but that I don't see. And so I just create it, just so we can have that sense of community or see that we have a sneaker community here or we have women who are a part of this community here. So a lot of people come to our events and they meet a friend and then somebody they hang out with, or they just moved to Charlotte and they're trying to find a sense of community, whether they only have one pair of sneakers or they have a whole closet full. So I think, that community aspect is definitely what drives me and what I want other people to like know us for. Like, oh, Kicks and Fros, I know them for sneakers. I know them for throwing cool events. I know them for having this cool Airstream in Camp North End where they do different activations, but they are rooted in community, and I know that for a fact.
I like it.
Yeah.
When it comes to Charlotte is big small city. That's what I like to call it.
Yes, I call it the same thing.
Do you find it like challenging because it's not a New York, it's not a Los Angeles, like activations and kind of finding those people, and then the perception online. They have people having us thinking we wearing Rugrat shirts and full blown 100 sweatsuits and stuff like that, which it does happen. It does happen, but that's not all it. But do you find it challenging trying to?
Sometimes I would say yes. A lot of things that we create in Charlotte, I do work with a lot of brands, which I'm thankful on, like me being a content creator side. So a lot of times I can, I build and continue to keep those relationships, and sometimes they can come in and support from a Kicks and Fros side as well, so that I'm able to produce some of these events. But it is a struggle sometimes, especially locally, to get larger businesses to understand like who we are, what we're doing, how they can benefit from supporting us, not just financial, but also like in a community sense. Versus other cities. Like I just actually put this on Threads earlier this morning. Like we get a lot of support from other cities and larger businesses and corporations in other cities versus in Charlotte, which I don't know if that's just like, a timing thing or, they're just, not looking, or we're not doing what we need to do. But I do see like a disconnect, a community or a culture disconnect there, which I hopefully, like you said, Charlotte is a big, small city, but hopefully it grows from that. And we've done some really cool things with the Panthers and some of the women customizers that we work with here in Charlotte, which was really cool. But hopefully we can continue to grow that sense of like, activations and things like that in Charlotte. So we're not going to other cities, putting on these really cool things, and we could do more things for the city. But we have, like, shout out to the Moxie Hotel. They are new to the city and supported us out the gate. So we had our Queen City kickback in November there. And Jack Daniels supported us as well. So hopefully we can have some more events there this spring and summer that are kind of sneaker related. But yeah, I hope, that changes. I want to see that growth here in Charlotte. But right now it's more so me and, the money out of my pocket, producing these events and bringing them to life. And thankfully we do, like we have the Air Max Day event celebration coming up next month, and Bloom Studios was gracious to open their space to us. So we do have, some great partners that we do get to work with, and Dump and Swat for partnering with us on this, which I'm thankful for. But I'm hoping for that continued growth in Charlotte, so we don't have to go to other cities to put on like some really cool things, but we can bring some cool stuff to the city.
Charlotte is definitely growing.
Yes,
it is. Every time you look around, there's another set of apartments.
Like too much. I'm like, wait, can apartments even fit there? Wait a minute.
Exactly. They be in the cut. You'd be like, I didn't even know there was apartments back there. But is there anyone locally that you would love to work with?
Yes, I love to work with the Hornets. I think a sneakerhead night would be really dope to have, and bring culture and community to the stadium. So that's something I've been trying to work on for years. So I'm gonna continue to work on that. We did a sneakerhead night with the Atlanta Dream, and it was super successful. We had our charm bar and some cool giveaways and things. So that was a lot of fun, and I just want to bring that experience here to Charlotte. So that's like definitely one, thing that's on my list, on my goal list, is to try to bring some sort of sneaker experience. And Charlotte FC, I love soccer as well. So bringing some sort of cool experience, or partnering with them, whether it's like a Women's History Month and we partner on a jersey or something cool. But yeah, those are two like sports teams that I think could really benefit just from like the culture and community that sneakers brings. Yeah. And that Charlotte has already, which we just need to foster and like dig deeper into.
My guy Mike Jones, he works with the Hornets.
I talk to Mike a lot, I'm in his ear all the time. I know he's like, girl, I'm working, but I'm in his ear a lot. He supports Kicks and Fros too. He always pulls up on me at the Airstream, or brings me cool merch and stuff. So yeah, I'm in his ear all the time.
Okay, I was like, that's the guy you might want to talk to and see what you can do. But for me, like, I'm just now really getting outside and, trying to network and meet with people. And, it's always felt so small because it's just, you grow up here, it feels small compared to other cities.
Right.
I've been to Los Angeles and it was just like 10 Charlottes, and that wasn't even the whole state. So it was just like
10 Charlottes in downtown.
It was just like, all right, So I didn't know what my impact would be like, but again, that was before I changed my whole, like, what I want to do with this, what I want to do with this podcast. But, speaking of leaving things on and legacy, what would be your legacy you want to leave within this space?
That it's room enough for all of us to be here and to grow, and that women have stories within sneakers, and, they have opportunity within sneakers. They have ideas and growth within sneakers, and that's kind of the legacy I want to leave. Like, we're here to stay, and we can help this space continue to grow.
I spoke with Jazzaray like a few weeks on my last episode, she spoke about like brands finding that voice to trust and move forward and help with those activations. Do you feel that you can be one of those voices that the brands can trust and move forward with?
Yes, of course. I do feel like, we have a lot of insight, but also ideas. And I think they have looked to us in the past for help with that. And I hope they continue to see that we are, this community that does things for the sneaker space, that have cool ideas that can bring different events to life. And I think they do, like I said, see me and invite us to different things that are going on in other cities, which I'm appreciative for. And love Jazzaray. She's always day one Kicks and Fros supporter. And yeah, I do think that. And I think they're seeing more of it now, too. I know she's put on some amazing and beautiful events that have brought a bunch of people out, especially for women. And I think we can continue to do the same. And a lot of those brands, are seeing that. But I think it's going to continue to grow.
If you had an opportunity to help make a shoe or have your own shoe, What brand, what silhouette, and what story would you
Oh
tell?
gosh, this is such a hard question because I'm like, it could be,
Yeah.
it could be a Vans, a Adidas, a Converse, a
Yeah.
like whatever. I am down. A New Balance, I am down. But I'm like, I'm a Air Force One girl. Always have been. I have it tatted on my arm.
Really? Okay.
That's the first sneaker that I had to keep clean with my brother because we're only getting
Yep.
one pair.
Yep.
So that was the sneaker that kind of like brought me into the sneaker community and made me want to start circling all the ones I wanted in the East Bay book, or you know, trying to get my hands on other pairs along with, you know, some of the kids that I grew up with too, and family members as well. But that Air Force One is like kind of what started it for me. So I probably start there. With like a Air Force One classic low top or mid silhouette.
What colors were you using?
Oh, we're using a lot of fabric. I'm
okay.
like addicted to pony hair right now.
Okay.
So I'm definitely adding some pony hair in there, and then we would have some Kicks and Fros colors.
I like that.
One of our Kicks and Fros colors is Carolina blue because I'm a Carolina girl.
For sure.
So I would mix some of that in there, but with some pony hair for sure. Like I dream about pony hair on sneakers. So I will have some pony hair and some Carolina blue to just, you know, make sure my roots are there as well.
I'm heavy on like maintenance on shoes, so like anything that's not leather is like that's a draw. That's a drawback for me, especially pony hair because it's got to be the high quality.
Good. Yes, it got to be high quality. It's good. And I have some pony hair, a couple pony hair Jordans, and they're good. Still, years later, I've worn them in the rain, all types of stuff. So I think you'll be good with these.
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to take that chance. I don't know if I want to take that.
I promise. I got you.
Okay. So what's next for Kicks and Fros?
Oh, what's next? I try not to think like too far ahead, but we, like I mentioned, we have, I don't know how soon this podcast will come out, but Air Max Day. We're doing a Maximum Air celebration on Air Max Day, which is a Thursday from 4 to 9 at Bloom Studios. So I'm excited about that, and hopefully some really cool summer series things happening. I'm hoping I can collab with Camp North End and do some cool things at camp this spring and summer. So be on the lookout for that. This weekend, actually Saturday, we're a vendor at No Man's Land, which is for Women's History Month. Over 90 women vendors where people can come and shop along Camden Road in South End. So we're doing a lot of vending this summer. We're headed to Emory University, where we're doing our charm bar for the students there. I was a co-curator of an exhibit at Emory that's out now through July 19th, all around soccer and sneakers. So if you're in Atlanta, make sure you go check it out, which is really cool. I was able to tell the story of the Samba and, you know, mix some stories in around sneakers and how it correlates with culture and soccer and, you know, community. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, just some events hopefully coming this spring and summer. More events in Charlotte. That's something I really wanted to focus on, creating more community here. We're going to be a part of Arts, Beats, and Lyrics, which is next Saturday as well. So many things happening.
Yeah, I've been saying soon like you're going to be busy.
Yeah, busy spring, summer, which I'm always grateful for. Busy is good for me. But yeah, that's what we have coming up. Hopefully more merch as well coming in the pipeline. We're working on now for the summer.
The Air Force One.
Yeah, the Air Force One, that collab, that just sneaker collab is coming. That sneaker collab. Like I said, it goes all across the board. I don't have like one, like the Air Force One is what started me, but I love all different types of sneakers and different canvases and different textiles. So I'm open, but that sneaker collab is coming. You're not the first person that has been pushing me to say that out loud. So it's coming.
I like it. So have you ever thought about like an inline for Kicks and Fros, like something that deals with sneaker, but just something different, like beyond what you've already created?
I haven't yet. I have a whole lot of ideas, but I like to like be great at what I have now. So like we have shirts and socks and you know, different merch that supports, your sneaker style, that you need to, share your sneaker style. We have our sneaker cleaner, which is an amazing sneaker cleaner, great for, getting everybody can use it, from moms to sneakerheads or everybody in between. So just wanting to support that and get that to new heights of where I want it to be, like in retailers or like on some shelves somewhere.
Sure.
So that's kind of been my focus for now, but we'll see. I mean, Kicks and Fros can definitely go further than just, the fros part of Kicks and Fros. So even thinking about that within beauty and hair care and things. So maybe one day.
I like it. I like it. So what is the formula behind the cleaning solution?
So it's a very clean solution, and I wanted it to like just be a good basic cleaner. I think a lot, especially women, we get overwhelmed when it comes to cleaning our sneakers. Our moms get overwhelmed and just throw their kids' sneakers in the washing machine. I'm like, no, girl, you pay good money for those. Do not throw them in the washing machine.
I like it.
So it's a very basic cleaner, but we do have some eucalyptus in there as well, some lavender in there. So it's going to make sure it's moisturizing the leather, not just cleaning it as well. And it's a good, like I said, a good starter sneaker cleaner for everyone. So, and hopefully I have it's twirling in my head of starting like a little mini sneaker laundry. Where you can drop off for basic clean. So I'm gonna say that out loud. So hold me to it.
Okay, all right, I will.
So that's something that's been twirling around in my head as well. But yeah, I think it's I'm gonna make sure you get one and let me know what you think about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't. Again, I'm very particular about what I put on my shoes and how I store them and stuff, because I don't come from a lot. So when I buy my shoes, I treat them how much I pay for them.
I definitely feel you on that.
When I buy my shoes, I know a lot of people hate the whole tiptoeing and putting the crease protectors in there. I don't do the tiptoeing, but I definitely throw a crease protector in there, or make sure this is right. Because it's a $200 shoe,
right? Yeah.
And so
it's
I'm
an investment.
Gonna treat it like it's a $200 shoe. I'm not just gonna. Of course, sneakers are, they're made to be worn. I'm all for that.
Yes.
But
wear your sneakers.
Yeah, I'm all for that. But also don't waste your money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yeah, don't waste your money. But let's get into the showcase shoe. You have a pair that you want to showcase.
Yes. So of course I brought a woman's release because that's just who I am. Love the ladies, but they're Melody Asani 1 mid, Jordan 1 mids, and I love these. I love everything she does. I love the message. It says, if you knew what you had was rare, you would never waste it. So I love the message. I love that they're mix matched. And they're I would say very exclusive. Not a lot of people have them because a lot of people couldn't get their hands on them. They sold out very fast. My husband actually won a raffle here at Social Status in Charlotte. So
Social Status.
Yes, super thankful for that. But I love the big clocks, the laces. The message is also on the inside. So it's just a really cool women's design by a female designer that I love and respect. And like I said, love the message. Love the design behind it. Love the two-tone of the sneaker. A Jordan 1 is a favorite of mine. Like I said, I'm 39, pushing 40 this year. So comfort is my direction. So you may see me a lot of other things now. Yeah. But these are a love I have in my closet. And I wear them. You'll see they're all creased up. I wear the heck out of these. And I love them. So yeah, I bought these for sure. And they're, designed by a woman.
I like it. If you have any, or you probably, the way I'm wording the question, biggest accolade.
Ooh.
You personally. For you
me.
Personally.
I would say I was featured on Jennifer Hudson, so I feel like that was huge for me. Sure. All around, a sneaker cleaner and customization and wearing sneakers for style. And sharing 5 sneakers every woman should own, a sneaker style expert. So I think like that was huge for me. And then also a women's organization back in Camden, where I'm from, gave me an award for like entrepreneurship. So that was a really huge for me as well. Yeah. And a third one. So I have three. A third one would be during like the election, Kerry Washington came by my office here at Camp North End, and we did some really cool stuff with like volunteers and voters in the area. So yeah, those are like three big ones for me that I hold near and dear to my heart.
So looking back,
yes,
how does that feel? Like you just 20 years ago, 10 years ago, like did you feel like you were going to be where you are now?
No, I feel like that it makes me feel like I'm exactly where I'm supposed to be. And I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. No, 20 years ago, you couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be a sports commentator. Like, I just knew that's what I was going to be. Like, even high school, like, that was it. College, I kind of switched things around, and I worked in the beauty space for a long time. And I thought that was it. But this is definitely... all of that makes me feel like I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing. Leaving my job, a few years ago when it got to be too much to juggle both. I did it and I'm where I'm supposed to be. That's exactly how it makes me feel. Yep.
Oh, will we ever see where we can go grab some hair products and pick up the Air Force One collab or brick and mortar store?
We'll see. I'm never say never. We'll see. We'll see. I hope so one day.
I think that would be, dope for Charlotte. I mean, there's a lot of things that we do have, and there's a lot of things that we don't have that, all the big brothers and sisters have.
Exactly.
Little us, we still growing, still doing what we're doing.
Yeah.
But as we close it out, do you have any closing remarks?
Ooh, closing remarks. Come see us if you're, in Charlotte or visiting. Here in Camp North End, we do full sneaker customization. So you can book a session for full sneaker customization, or our sneaker charm bar, where you bring your own sneakers and you get to accessorize them or decorate them. So yeah, come see us in Camp North End. I would say be true to you. If it's, something out there on your heart that you want to do and share with the world, do it. Don't hold yourself back. If there's somewhere you want to live, move. If there's somewhere you want to go. Life is short. So, live it to the fullest.
One more question before you go. What is one thing that the sneaker community could do to push women in the space forward?
Listen to them. Yeah.
I think that's for everything. I think that would be the response for everything, but
it
for
is.
sure.
Even in the world, where we are today, just listen to them.
Sure.
We're not going to ever steer you wrong.
I like it.
Just listen. When it comes to releases, when it comes to size range, when it comes to colorways, when it comes to style, technology, just listen to us.
Do you feel that, there's a little bit of listening going on?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Especially in the sneaker space. I do feel like it's some listening going on. We've come a long way. And I like to think, communities and brands like Kicks and Fros and other great women organizations have helped start that, whether it's like in sneakers or in sports as well. I think they kind of correlate and kind of mesh together really well. So I do think, there's some of that going on for sure.
Well, y'all have it there. Listen. I think that's the key to everything. Yes. I think if you ask any question, it's going to be listen. But once again, I appreciate you taking time out your day to hop on the Soul Brother podcast.
Yes, thanks for having me.
We'll definitely have to do it again once you get that collab now.
Yes,
before you get that collab. But that's where we're going to end it, guys. As I always say, love, peace, and sneakers.
Retro 7s, retro 3s, metallic silver, retro 11, sitting on freeze. They got soul. Yeah. Soul brothers. Soul brothers.